Hello, I'm Sally, and this is another edition of Battle Bits. Today we are going to read the first chapter of Ruby Holler by Sharon Creech. So this is Ruby Holler. Chapter 1, The Silver Bird. Dallas leaned far out of the window, his eyes fixed on a bird flying lazily in the distance. Sun slanted through the clouds above as if a spotlight were aimed on the bird. A silver bird, Dallas thought. A magical silver bird. The bird turned suddenly, veering south over the small town of Boxton, toward the faded yellow building and the window from which Dallas leaned. Dallas stretched his arm out. "Here," he called, "over here." The bird swooped toward him and then rose up over the building, high, high into the air, over the alley and the train tracks and the dried-up creek. Dallas watched it rise on the air currents over one brown hill and then another until it disappeared. He tried to follow it in his mind. He imagined it flying on until it spied a narrow green valley, a scooped-out basin with a creek looping and winding its way through the center. He pictured it swooping down from the sky into this basin in the hills, to this place where cool breezes drifted through the trees and where the creek was so clear that every stone on its bottom was visible. Maybe the silver bird had flown home. "Get out of that window," a voice shouted from below. "No leaning out of windows." Dallas leaned a little farther out and called down to Mr. Trepid. "Did you see that silver bird?" "Get out of that window or you're going to join your sister down here pulling weeds," Mr. Trepid threatened. Dallas spotted his sister, Florida, inching her way along the sidewalk, wrenching clumps of weeds and grass and dirt from the ground. "Putrid weeds," Florida snarled, heaving a clod of dirt over her shoulder. Dallas watched as the clod landed on Mr. Trepid's back and as the man scuttled over to Florida and whacked her on the head. Dallas wished the silver bird would return and snare Mr. Trepid and carry him high up over the town and then drop him splat in the middle. And that is chapter 1 of Ruby Holler. Thanks for joining me. I will see you next time.